Hi, in this video we are going to see about what is the need for location decision and nature of location decision. In any industries, before starting the product, we should construct our building, isn't it? So, while constructing our building or our organization, we are planning to decide a location for our industry, right? So that what is the need for location decision and what is the location decision nature of location decision we are going to see in these videos, right? So, need for location decision. When we need a location decision, so when we start a new factory, normally whenever we started to go for a new factory, we want to construct our new factory in some locations, right? So there we decide which location we have to select, and sometimes we are developing our existing factory. Already we are having factory. Now I want to develop my new factory. So for that I need some more space or another place. If one branch I wanted to open another branch in some other location, so there I have to decide which location will be suitable for my factory. So that is what expanding our existence factory and additional facilities. Suppose I want to make some extra facilities in my factory, where I have to do it or which location I can do it. So that is one factor. And normally we will consider, if your product, if you are unable to do this business in certain area, then if you want to close this area and if you want to go for another area, so shift to your location. If you want to shift the location, where to shift, so which location we have to decide. These are all the things we have to concentrate while doing a location decision. And the nature of location decision, it depends upon some important factors, right? Availability of raw materials. First thing is raw material availability should be there in, if any companies, or if you want to construct, and that company mainly runs with the help of the raw materials. So the raw material should be available nearby. So location should be selected according to the availability of raw material, like coal, water, and energies, whatever it is. So availability of raw materials is very important. Second, the proximity of market, where your industry should be located near to the market area, where you can get materials or you can sell your material nearby the people, where your product can get sell. Okay. And the transport and communication facility, or the third main location decision. So transport, without transport we cannot bring our raw material to the industry, or we cannot sell our material to the market. So transportation is very important. Normally the mode of transport we know, railways, roadways, and airways. So where there is any what is a location, if you want to, if you see the Bangalore airways or airport facility will be there. And even if in case of Chennai and all, the ship, the port over there, Visakhapatnam and Calcutta, Mumbai, you can see that the areas where the industries can be located is, should have more transportation facilities for export import problems should be avoided. Otherwise the cost of transporting itself, it will make a more on cost of your product. And availability of the power, either it may be electrical power, or it may be coal, or the gas. Okay. So fuel or gas and water supplies, all these natural products should be available. The availability of resources, availability of fuels is very important. And disposal of waste materials. So where we can dispose our wastages. So some industries are very, we have to follow the rules and regulation of the government. The disposal is very very important for the environmental, to face the environmental problems. So disposal, where we can dispose easily and safely, there the location we have to select for it. And climatic and atmospheric conditions, some companies or some industries depends upon the climatic and atmospheric situations, where some just like textile industry, paper industries, and these type of industries, milk products. So this atmospheric condition or the temperature climatics is very important for such industries. So we have to select a proper location for conducting that type of industries. And availability of labor is very more important one in any industry. Without laborers, without workers, our product we cannot produce, right? So for this, the worker, availability of worker, which type of worker are there, and what is the attitude of some areas, it depends upon the attitude, the group, how the social infrastructure, that's what in the next level it will come. So social infrastructure, the area, the people, their attitudes, working cultures, that is it depend. And number of labors available, that also very important point we have to see here. And supporting industries nearby, though we are ready to work alone, but for our convenience, for our support, we need some nearby industries. Just like when demand is increases, or that time we need get a support of nearby industries for getting outsourcing, and this type of contract basis works, we can do it with the nearby industries, just like Pina industries, Sipcot industries. There are so many industries which surrounds us, can help us to improve our production. So location, while selecting a location, we should know about supporting industries nearby or not. And the laws and taxation, we should decide. The government has given priority or given some tax exemptions for constructing our industry in the rural, for rural developments. So if you want to develop your industry, if you want to construct, if you construct industry in the rural areas, obviously the government will give subsidies and tax relaxation. So that these important points will affect, we have to look after, look in location decision, right? So next is this, once the location decision is done, we are comparing this urban and rural location. Normally we are going for location, that time we can check the what is the advantages and disadvantages of selecting your location in urban and rural areas. Already we have discussed that market area is very important, marketing your product. So the marketing, where it is located, normally in terms of urban, we are going high level, so the distribution may be there, easily it will be there. And here in rural it is very difficult for the transportation. And the labor adequacy, the labors where we will get it, skilled labors in the term in urban areas. So it's a, yeah, the culture is like that, we can get skilled labors, educated labors are there in this urban, but in rural you can get more number of labors, but in the terms of less skilled when compared to urban. And transport facilities is more available in urban areas, but in rural, availability of transport thing is very difficult. And communication facilities like networking and other facilities will be available more in urban, not in rural. It is very difficult for having a communication, easy communication facility, networking problem may be there. And pollution control, if you see in urban, there is a problem with the pollution control board. You cannot construct a building without the approval of pollution control board, or so many restrictions, rules are there in these urban areas, where in rural areas not that much control will be there. And labor turnover, so we can get a higher labor turnover in these urban areas, but in low rural areas it will be very low. And the community services, schools and hospital, if you see in urban areas, hospitals or schools, the education system for the employers, the facilities will be more in the urban areas. But in rural areas, getting the hospital facilities and other education facility will be very less, so the people coming for work will be very less in that area. And the cost of living, if you see in urban area, cost of living will be more. For this in rural area it is very less. So these are all the basic important things, that availability of land in urban. If you see urban areas now getting a land in medium capital, it is very difficult, but you can purchase more lands in rural areas. So these are all the basic differences between urban and rural. So while deciding a location for your factory, we have to compare with the rural and urban benefits, advantages and disadvantages, so that we can easily select our location. Okay.